May 14th, 2025 will be considered one of the most roller coastery days the Kingdom Hearts fandom has ever experienced. We got the cancellation of Kingdom Hearts Missing Link, nice and early in the morning, great way to start your day. And then later, they ended up releasing 7 screenshots from Kingdom Hearts 4. I don't know if this was in direct response to all the negative feedback that they were getting, or if this was part of their plan to release them anyway. Point is, we got Kingdom Hearts 4 screenshots, y'all! Oh my god. Anyway, this video is going to be a little bit more off the dome, so I'm going to be going through each screenshot individually, and I made a list of things that I wanted to talk about because this is a lot. There's a lot of information here. They gave us specifically 7 screenshots to look at, just enough information for it to be interesting to discuss, you know, but not enough to be like, okay, this game feels like it's at a competent stage of development right now where they feel like it's going to release anytime soon. I don't feel that way from these screenshots, but I do want to go through them each individually one by one because there is so much. There are so many little itty gritty details that I'm really excited to talk about. I made a list of all the screenshots individually. There are technically 8 or 9 because there are English and Japanese versions of the screenshots. These are slightly different and have a bit more information around them. So this is the first one right here, showing Sora fighting strange looking enemies inside of the Quadratum streets. First thing I want to mention is that, are these heartless? These look like heartless mainly because of their shadowy figurey shape. They reminisce very much like the Neo shadows. If you look at the little, I call them the skinny legends. These are the heartless, I call the skinny legends right here. They have no emblems. They don't seem like they have any emblems, but you know, not every heartless has emblems in the Kingdom Hearts series anyway. These could be just new types of enemies, or I imagine they're heartless though. They just look like heartless, just new types of heartless. There's also these new types of enemies with these fists in the back. They seem like to have these giant metal gauntlets. It's this purple looking one looks really nice. Do you think this looks really cool? I like the fit. It's just cool to see new heartless designs. Not only that, but Sora has normal shoes. This might be the most jarring announcement out of all of this. If you look closely at his shoes, they are kind of like these Converse looking kicks and they look fantastic. I think seeing Sora with normal shoes is super jarring, but I think it was finally time for them to grow into them. It looks great. Not only that, but the shoes themselves are actually glowing. If you look at them, you can see it looks like he's committing flow motion on top of this chain here, being able to ride this potential chain to do damage to enemies. I think that looks really cool. If you look down at the HUD as well, we have our normal command HUD, which we have a Quadratum themed HUD, which is really cool. I think this looks really cool. The bright yellow, the buildings in the background, I think that looks really, really vibrant. We have our normal commands, which consist of attack, magic, items, and build. This one confuses me substantially. The first time I saw this, I was like, are they putting Fortnite in the game? Is this Sora about to have like a Minecraft Steve type ability? We don't know what this looks like. I think this being in the position of what a drive form, a summon, a special ability like that can look like would be here. So this is potentially whatever the big gameplay transformation type thing. This is something with building. Maybe Sora materializes things in real time, similar to how Yozora does inside of his own fights. He pulls out his own guns out of thin air, and maybe Sora is able to have this freedom with his own weapons as well. I think that'd be really cool. It's cool to see that we're getting something new in that regard too. Not only that, but if you can look at the items tab, you're actually able to keep track of how many items you have. They have a 3 here showing that you have potentially 3 potions. I don't know if it's like only potions or ethers or anything, but I do think it's really cool that they labeled this with the number on the outside so you can know how many items you have at all times. Small quality of life thing really goes a long way. Big fan. If you look closely too, Sora is looking like he's wearing a smartwatch. There's this small circular device on his wrist. What could this possibly mean? I imagine that this is going to be a gameplay mechanic in some sense, mainly because of who Sora is as a character. I doubt that this is a normal watch, strictly because of the circular pattern around it. This looks like an Apple Watch, or you know, just one of those smart watches, those touchscreen watches. I imagine it's one of those modern technology things that Sora adapts as he's in his new Quadratum life. Maybe a method of communication between him and Strelitzia, who knows? But Sora's rocking a smartwatch. That's bugged out. If we go back to the HUD though, you can see that the side arrows have another arrow right next to it. If you look at attack, there's an arrow right there. It probably tabs over into another menu. In Kingdom Hearts 3, you were able to customize a bunch of loadouts and kind of shift between them whenever you wanted to. So I'm imagining there's probably other tabs that you can access and probably another list of Sora's new abilities that we haven't seen yet. I'm wondering how many tabs they're going to have in Kingdom Hearts 4 because there's so many things you can have there besides like items and magic, like they had summons and such. So cool that they're able to tab that out. I think that's really nice. If you look closely, while Sora is riding on this chain, you can see pieces of the chain breaking off. I'm imagining maybe this is when Sora is colliding with these enemies. It kind of amplifies the fact that he's attacking them by breaking the chain, kind of showing the hit as such. I think it looks really cool. There's also these star icons being connected to hearts as part of the attack particles here. Just looking at this very much gives me either a Kyrie or Strelitzia type look to it, more so that the stars are directly attached to the hearts. Makes me think of their connection. I don't know if we're going to get some Strelitzia based abilities in Kingdom Hearts 4. That would be really cool. I would be a big fan of that because she's playing a predominant role. We need her to have some gameplay mechanics as well. I think that'd be pretty dope. Not only that, but we have a new HUD for Sora, kind of giving us a better look at his render as well. Not only that, but this time Sora is kind of looking to the side this time. It looks like he's actually looking at the gameplay this time, as if he was an observer. Is this them representing the fact that this is an unreality type situation where he is self-aware of the situation he's in, kind of looking at himself? I thought this was really bugged out because you can always tell when Sora's looking away in the HUD, but this one right here, it looks like he's looking at the gameplay. I just thought that was a weird one. These are all the important things that I could point out from this screenshot here. There is the Japanese version of the Quadratum Streets one as well, which kind of gives us a different angle, and there's a bunch of new information in this one as well. For starters, we get a better look at that fist heartless, and it seems like there's going to be colored variations, as we have a purple and a red one. I'm imagining maybe these are all probably the same one, or maybe the red one is just charging up his attack, and that's an indicator for Sora to move or for you to block. And then we get a better look at the Skinny Legends Heartless. We kind of see that their anatomy is really all over the place and they kind of lean and move in this really creepy way. You can also kind of look in their face, and that's really cool. These are scary looking Heartless. But if we're talking about scary looking enemies, what is this in the background right here? There's this four-legged AT-AT looking thing. I don't know if that's actually a Star Wars reference or anything, but looking at it, it looks like it's just standing on fours and all discombobulated and ready to just mess up Sora in the background. Probably shoots out lasers or something crazy like that. If you look at Sora in the background, there's this like shadowy sword shaped thing. I think this is one of the Skinny Legends attacking Sora, maybe transforming into something as he lands that hit. Who knows? I'm not 100% sure, to be honest, but I do like that figure standing up behind him in the back. The next screenshot we got is a close-up of Strelitzia. This time we get a better look at her model, which seems to be substantially improved since the first Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer. This actual version of Strelitzia looks like she fits in the Kingdom Hearts lore, more so in that original Kingdom Hearts engine. Looking at the scene as well, I'm thinking that this is going to be the same apartment. This could probably be even the same doorway as such. If you look in the background, you can see a window, or at least what looks like a window, and I'm imagining outside that window would be the Quadratum City streets. So this is just another screenshot of Strelitzia chilling inside of her apartment. Very nice. Next up, we got an image of just a phone. Now, obviously this phone has to be incredibly important and teasery if they're going to include just a phone to be a part of the screenshots. To include a phone amongst all of this amplifies its importance in the lore. So I was looking into it, and this is an item called a wind phone. This had originated in Japan and offered mourners a symbolic way to call their departed loved ones. Though the phones connect to nothing physical, they connect to something far more profound, words that float between worlds. I'm imagining that this phone is actually a connection to the dead, and in this context, Sora is the dead one in this situation. What if this phone is actually the connection between unreality, where Sora is now, and the Kingdom Hearts land where all of our friends are before? Maybe we get some information or some lore or something from this phone. Just, this phone has to be so important. For them to focus on this rotary phone and that have such an emphasis on death and communicating with the dead, this has to be one of those things. I thought that was really cool. Next screenshot shows a playable Mickey Mouse inside of what seems to be a library. First off, playable Mickey Mouse, massive W, let's go, let's go, let's go. If you know how I feel about this, I always think that having more playable Kingdom Hearts characters is a good thing, especially in a context like this. So if we look at this screenshot, we get a playable Mickey, and it seems like he's in his Kingdom Hearts 3 attire. No problem. The important thing I want to mention here is if you look at the HUD, it shows that he only has an attack button. So I'm imagining that this is a very limited gameplay section. I don't know if they didn't mean to add the rest of the HUD yet, but if you look at the HUD, it also looks like it originates from the Kingdom Hearts universe, not the Quadratum universe. This looks like he's still in Scala Ed Kylum, so it had concluded that Mickey Mouse will be going to Scala Ed Kylum to find out more about the Keyblade wielders. So I'm actually imagining this is what that is. We get a section, a playable moment with Mickey Mouse exploring the library of Scala to find out more info. When does a moment like this actually play out? And I'm hoping this is what this could mean, and this can make Kingdom Hearts 4, in my opinion, really transcend and really level up as a game in the series for me. So Why and where does this take place? I'm imagining that this is something that takes place between Sora gameplay. So we get a little bit of Sora gameplay and then we cut to Mickey Mouse or potentially a different character giving us some exposition of them looking for Sora. So in this case, Mickey is in Scala Ed Kylum looking for Sora. What if we get other instances of other characters doing the same thing? So for example, we get gameplay sections of Xion and Roxas and Aqua and everybody just doing their own thing looking for Sora. In my opinion, I think this is an excellent way to deal with the pacing. Let's say we do a Disney World as Sora and then we come back to play as a different character from our Kingdom Hearts universe. And then once that's done, we go back to playing as Sora. The main gameplay focuses on Sora, but the story and a couple side sections are sprinkled around there with our other playable characters. In my opinion, I think that's peak. I would love that. I would love to play as Aqua and Roxas and all of them again. So to see that we're actually getting a playable Mickey section and it being substantial like this is huge. I am a big fan. There is the Japanese screenshot of this moment too that kind of gives us a slightly better angle of the library, and we can see this, what seems to be very Scala looking icon on the walls. Like, I've definitely seen this before somewhere, cannot pull it up with my memory, but I've seen this one. This looks like where Mickey is. Very exciting. The next couple screenshots seem like they all kind of stem together from the same scene, so I'm going to try and treat them together as such. So the first one is showing an image of a dark side being attacked by two lights, a orange one and a blue one. Obviously, this can be anybody. First thing that came to mind was Sora and Riku. Them two potentially working together to take down this dark side, or some spiritual heart stuff where they ended up saving somebody because of their keyblades, a yada yada, just projections of their own, trying to save the world type stuff. And if you look at the buildings on the side, it looks like darkness is overtaking the buildings. If we look at the very next screenshot, this one looks like it's in the same scene, but this time from Sora's perspective under the underpass. We get a bunch of little particle effects here, showing how the darkness is affecting this new unreality. And the particle effects here are really pretty. Not only that, but we get a better look at Sora's shoes, nice and closed. I really like the yellow. I think these might be some of my favorite kicks for him, I'm not gonna lie. And then the next screenshot is Sora's close-up. Now look at our boy, his model has changed so much. He looks, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Oh my god, this is really, look at him. Just look at him. We've been waiting for this moment right here. He looks gorgeous. In this context overall, I want to say that this looks like a cutscene from the previous situation. The way that the lighting is hitting his face from the tunnel and the light source makes me believe that. And it seems like there's a car behind him. It might be the same underpass. So the dark side image, the underpass image, and the close-up of Sora, I am imagining are all from the same sequence because it looks like they're all taking place in the same place. And that is the 7 screenshots we got for Kingdom Hearts 4. Oh, wow. That was nice. You know how nice that was? Just to yap about Kingdom Hearts again, I'm like healed. That like fixed me. I'm fed. I want you to know, Kingdom Hearts Missing Link's cancellation, I'm not too worried about it anymore, because seeing this reminded me of the bigger picture. Really reminded us of why we are truly here, and it's for this right here. This does leave me a little bit concerned though, I don't know, because like I said, the whole situation with Missing Link is super complicated and can have varying implications. I literally just talked about this in my last video, but the fact that these last 3 Kingdom Hearts screenshots seem to be kind of coexisting together led me to believe that the game is still very much in a early stage of development. Especially with Missing Link being unplugged now, they are more so going to be shifting a lot of stuff over to Kingdom Hearts 4, I imagine. So maybe development time will speed up. I'm hoping that this means that we'll see some type of trailer in the near future. I know a lot of people are talking about Summer Games Fest, and that would be awesome. Fingers crossed, I'm not so sure. I feel like these screenshots were Square Enix definitely throwing us a bone, kind of being like, damn, we're sorry for killing your game. Here, have this so you don't die or cry yourself to death or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, they did this so we would not go insane. So whoever at Square Enix decided to do that, we all appreciate it and we are very thankful. But of course, let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. What do you guys think about these screenshots? We're so back, right? Are we not so back? Is this silly for me to be this excited about screens? No, it's not. I'm hype. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Please be sure to comment, like, subscribe, and stay awesome.